that is the one special as the thunder is hitting my house. That's the one
God
thing.
damn, I heard that.
I know, right? It's fucking crazy. Fucking Garth Brooks is outside. Jesus, fuck. Lights flickering and shit.
That was the fucking line of the day right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is part 2 of the Aloha Press YouTube show. Jeff, what's going on, buddy?
I'm happy to be here, but you know what I was thinking about in the first take when you asked me what's going on? I like doing these shows a lot better when I've got a cocktail and a cigar going. I'm getting a little tired of doing these on work nights. Are you okay?
Yeah, totally fine. I completely agree. As the wine hits the back of the throat, it's California wine.
Make your eyes tear up there.
Yeah, sorry guys. I completely agree, Jeff. It's one of those things that I miss. I don't know who we got to talk to in regards to your schedule, your agent, your mom, whoever, maybe a watch commander or two. But we need to get you on the schedule where you can have a few cocktails, loosen up a little bit, and maybe unbutton that top button. And I want to hear the F-bomb flowing. I want my grandma pissed listening to talk and rant a little bit. But it's something we missed. But unfortunately, we're gonna get back at it. We're gonna record a couple shows coming up, especially with the Aloha Press Classic coming into town. I will be in town in less than a week, so. We'll do some Instagram live shows, which I'm sure will fill your belly with some whiskey and some cigar smoke. So I'm excited about that, buddy. But you ready to jump into the PGA Tour of the week? I mean, this is big time. I mean, Sanderson Farmers Championship. I think they're giving away chickens at the end for the winner. I don't know exactly who's in the particular field. I think we're the only media company that's covering the tournament. Which I'm excited about. We did not get the invite to Mississippi, which I'm a bit hurtful. But, some of these guys are going to be playing for 500 FedEx Cup points, an exemption in the 2021 Masters. I mean, it's very exciting. Jeff, I'm sure you did a lot of research. I'm sure you've set the DVR scheduled, Thursday morning to watch the featured groups go out. Who do you got this week in the Sanderson Chicken Farm Classic?
Well, I checked the power rankings this week for this classic, like I did last week. And, I saw your boy, Scotty Scheffler, Mr. 50, 58, 59. What did he
59, yeah.
Mr. 59, and he's obviously number one in the power ranking. He's the big dog this week. Never won on tour, but, he's the big dog. I looked through it, and I'm picking a guy. This is just on a whim. If I could run up to Tahoe, I'd go throw $100 on him right now. That's how confident I am. His name's Carlos Ortiz. I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
Okay.
Because I haven't.
No, neither have I.
But in my research, I learned that he's got 2 top 5s in the last 3 years up there. So I'm going deep with him. I'm not going to watch it, but I'll come back Sunday night and see if I won.
That's it's an incredible pick. I mean, the gentleman from Mexico. I mean, he stands at 6 feet tall, 150 pounds. He's 29 years old. Turned pro in 2013. Let's check his profile. While we got it up, he currently lives in Dallas, Texas, and let's check his personal profile. Any good thing? He's a big fan of Real Madrid. Enjoys 2.5 Men, and the movie Untouchables.
Me too. All right, we got one thing in common.
Yeah, and he enjoys steak, sushi, and Japanese food.
But I only like 2.5 Men with Charlie Sheen.
I completely agree.
Yes. No Ashton Kutcher.
Can you his favorite vacation spot would have beaches and skiing. So he's clearly delusional.
From the low. He's obviously like the first slogan of the Aloha Press.
He is.
From the beach to the mountains.
Absolutely. I mean, I think it's a great pick. I mean, in the power rank, he's ranked number 11th. He's played well here at the Country Club of Jackson. I went with an older gentleman, someone who I enjoy some of his takes on golf. I went with Pat Perez. I think, especially with the
All
new
right.
haircut, he earlier this week he reported that he needed a haircut because when the wind is blowing, his locks, his black locks was splashing him in the face, and it was making it challenging to golf balls. So the coolest thing about Pat Perez he took a before and after picture of his Kid Rock mullet and then his trimmed up mullet. The one thing I noticed, he had a beard and a goatee going, and his beard and goatee was black. But then he shaved the goatee and the beard off, and he let it grow through like a couple days, and he is like damn near all gray. And I just, I can respect a man who uses a touch of gray, in his beard. So I'm going with Pat Perez. I mean, the guy's a legend, right?
Hey, I like Pat Perez. He's sponsored by Jordan. He's always like a top 25 guy. That's about it. Like, do I think he's going to win? Probably not. But hey, he's a good top 25 guy.
I feel like some of these events where it's not as strong, like I think it's, another notable in this week's tournament is Stuart Sink. I mean, another guy who's won this year. So it's the star-studded event is just, it's again challenging. I mean, some of the highlights: Adam Long, Sam Burns, no clue who these guys are. Exung Zhang, no idea. And then you got guys.
Hey, we got to do a segment where we just have you pronounce names. I'm just going to pick like the top 10 golfers, men and women, and have you try to pronounce their name.
I mean, I'll give you one who, a quality pick. I mean, Denny McCarthy. I think that's right. I mean, you never know. This isn't the first time I've had trouble talking. Okay. And again, my first language is English, but when it comes to like naming names, you try and sound it out. You try and roll some R's, and it just never fucking works. And then you throw the Japanese guy, and then he's got X's, which could sound like S's and Z's and T's, and you just never fucking know. What's the winning score this week?
How about it's my belief that when they have these stellar fields early in the year, that they play on some easier golf courses. I think what did this week end at, like 18, 19, 20 under, something like that?
I think it was 18 under.
All right, I'm going to go 15 under wins it this week.
Okay. And what's the total?
What do you think?
I'm going to go with 22 under. I think that's the winning score.
22. All right. That's some good golf. I tell you what, no matter where you're playing, that's some good golf. Even if you're at Castle Oaks from the Whites.
That is some good golf, especially 4 days in a row. I think Pat Perez is going to need to sponsor an ibuprofen and fucking Advil. So we'll see if he gets it done. Any other notables this week? I mean, to really educate our listeners, our followers, our subscribers.
Well, unfortunately, kind of like last week, they only have a power ranking that includes 15 players. So I don't know the whole field. I have no idea who else is playing it. But I will give a shout out. So there's a guy. I forget what his name is. Never mind. I don't have a shout out. I don't remember his name. I don't know who else is in the field, Justin. I just don't know.
Thanks, Jeff.
And I don't fucking care.
It's so rough. I mean, it is a challenging week. It's in golf. The good news, in a couple of weeks, we're gonna have Tiger back, and we're gonna have the Masters in a month or so. And it's hopefully we get some more exciting golf here soon. But
hey, you know what? Hey, the PGA Tour sucks right now with these no-name events. But next week, they got no chance against us next week because we're going to have the Aloha Press Classic going, and they can't compete with that.
I'm excited about this. I'm sure we're going to get a few people kicked off this golf course because, Edgewood has explained that they are still following the CDC guidelines when it comes to social distancing, which is going to be challenging. I don't know if we're going to have to hire security, but we'll see. It's I'm pumped up about it. Things are coming in. Things are falling into place, Jeff. I mean, in preparation for the Aloha Press Classic, I mean, we're not only getting our game right by playing, once a week, but certain things like pairings. If you're watching this, I mean, I'm assuming tomorrow or the next day, you're going to be getting an email. here soon about letting you know when you're going to be playing, when you're going to be teeing off, who you're going to be playing with, who you're going to have to put up with for the next 4.5 hours. So it's I'm looking forward to it, buddy.
Well, hey, and the pairings are done. They're secret. Me and you know about them, but people are worried about getting too drunk Friday night and a later tee time on Saturday. Only advice I can give them is play well Saturday, and you're going to have a later tee time on Sunday. You play shitty on Saturday, you're going to be waking up a little earlier than the rest of us.
It's I completely agree. You just gotta go out there day one, and you gotta be right. You just gotta grind. I mean, par's a great score to Edgewood, and I think you just gotta kind of avoid some of the big numbers. And I think some of those big numbers might be coming on hole number one, especially when we're having some people out there. They're going to be announcing names. They're going to be shouting out where you're from, who you're playing with, what time you're playing. I mean, I just heard a rumor there might be a speaker and a sound system that's going to be announcing the name. I don't know if we're going to have walk up music, but we might. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, it's going to be a real deal. And I do, kind of like you were talking about, I'm a little sad at the COVID restrictions because there's quite a few people that wanted to come walk the course or rent carts and kind of cheer people on and maybe more heckle people than anything. And I think that would have brought a great atmosphere, but we can worry about that next year.
I completely agree. And I think next year is going to come sooner than later. It's we currently have 8 players on the waiting list for the Aloha Press Classic. So it's these guys are begging for spots. I accidentally butt text someone who was on the waiting list, and I got a first like a frantic phone call like, am I in? And I'm like, oh, sorry, bro, my bad. Like I sent a text on accident. So looking forward to that.
Welcome back. We forgot to hit our sponsors last week, so we're going to give them a little extra love this week. I know JC's been throwing it out on the newsletter and social media, but we really couldn't do it without these guys. They stepped up, gave us big-time funding when we needed it for our first tournament, and that's Aloha Products, making our tee markers. Colton Merriman sponsoring our closest to the pin on Sunday, hole 17, the famous 17th hole out at Edgewood. Motivate Fitness, Dominic McCary, you're going to see his logo on our Nike sweatshirts we're giving away. Edwards and Associates, printing our towels. Matic Vukovic Insurance, Bo Gilman, helping us out, and he's got a $600 driver that you can win if you beat his ass on Sunday. I know everybody's going to jump in that, so it's 1 versus 39. Wade's Farm, organic, fresh vegetables. Shout out to Wade. We wish he could be there. I don't think he's going to make it, but he comes through helping us out with the hats. Nursery Builders, that guy's been hard at work, putting up wallpaper, painting, daily romance stories. Still haven't read one of those yet. They're coming soon, I think. But maybe somebody needs a few more cocktails before he publishes one of those. Amador Sons, and then lastly, Creations Inc. Dylan, we're working his ass off, but we wouldn't have it any other way. He's putting our bags together, all our gear out here in Jackson. So shout out to all those guys. They're making it possible for us to give money to both high school golf teams at the end of all this once we're all said and done, and give a lot of money away to the participants. So thanks, guys.
Jeff, let's get into some listener questions. It's something that we skipped out on last week.
All right. Well, this one comes from a nice young lady named Camille from Delano, California. Shout out to D-Town down there in the Central Valley. And this question was kind of originated around the fact that your house and my house kind of looks like a FedEx delivery location on the daily right now with all the shit we got coming in. So Miss Camille asked how many pairs of golf shoes we've bought just for the Aloha Press Classic.
Wow. So I currently have 2 pairs of shoes that I've not worn yet. One are the all-white Brooks Koepkas, the Nikes. They are weatherproof. They kind of look like moon boots, but they're low tops. They're the ones he wore at the PGA Championship. I've got those on standby. Those things, those are fresh. They are all white. They look super pretty. I might even write some shit on the side of them. I don't know. I might customize them, in some black writing. Maybe support a certain group, maybe like Amateur Argonaut in high school golf. And then I've got another pair, which I'm nervous about. They're the Tony Finau Nike SB Janowski whatever fucking golf shoes. I'm kind of nervous about those because they only look good with a certain pair of pants that I might be wearing. So yeah, I've bought a couple golf pairs, golf shoes recently. How about you, Jeff? You got any ones that are fresh, clean, no crease marks, no sand marks? That's the one thing I hate about new shoes is you're just guaranteed like you're going to go into some nasty shit, which I don't think Edgewood's going to have any nasty shit on it.
No, but you're guaranteed to find the wet bunker or the broken sprinkler head where you just get a little bit of mud on them, especially when they're white. I love white shoes, so I'm always fucked when it comes to that. But I thought about it when I saw this question. I'm like, that's a good question because, we just went to Pebble Beach not too long ago. And we bought stuff for Pebble Beach. Yes. Generally, golf shoes last you more than 2 months, but now I've retired those golf shoes from Pebble Beach. They've only got about 6 rounds on them. And I went and bought 2 brand new pairs for the Aloha Press Classic, and I went with the Nike 270 Air Max edition.
Wow, okay.
So I got me some white ones and some black ones.
Wow, so, okay. I like it. They
look like sneakers.
They look so comfortable. I've got a pair of 270s that are in like the basketball version. And I just, I was thinking about, have you seen those advertisements where you can screw in your own spikes?
Yes.
Like
are you going to do that?
No, but those guys, that'd be kind of cool, but no, I won't do that.
I did see that. I was actually telling my dad about it because he likes his New Balances and his Air Monarchs, Pete Carroll type Nike sneaks. I was like, Dad, you can make those things into golf shoes.
You can.
I wonder how long that lasts though, because regular spikes come out all the time. Is that thing either going to put a screw into your foot at some point, or are they going to fall out?
Exactly. And I don't know if I want to be relying on me putting the spikes in. Like, I'd probably put too many spikes in and probably the wrong spot. So like fucking, I would not like not say anything. My fucking foot would be like on fire all day. like be right in the right in the base of my fucking heel or something stupid. I'd come back. I wouldn't even be able to walk. Yeah, it's 2 pairs of golf shoes, man. You got to be prepared. You don't want to wear the same pair the same 2 days in a row, right?
No, we're solid. Hey, you're just like me. We're shoe guys and we're outfit guys. So we've got different pants, shirts, shoes for each day. I know that. The only thing that you can pretty much guarantee might be the same for me is the hat, just because the new hats we're getting are fucking going to be amazing. But if it doesn't go with the sneakers, maybe I won't.
That's true. So I've got a question that was sent in from one of our listeners. Good old Jordan Cardinelli out in Plymouth, California. He wanted to know if you had any advice for guys teeing off on the first tee in their first ever official golf tournament.
So here's my own advice. At Edgewood, it's not always a driver hole on number 1, right? But when the nerves are going, like a 3-iron or a hybrid is probably not a good idea. You just might as well stick with the driver, bang it as hard as you can. If it goes in the water, it goes in the trees, at least you're off the tee. Because, we had a little experience out at Pacific Grove for the NCGA this year, where you start on a par 3, it's about 150 yards. You got 9-iron off the first tee in front of everybody. And that's not the shot you want to hit. My brother hit it about 30 yards. Right? So I would just say, take the biggest club in your bag, swing hard, and get the fuck off the tee.
That's some great advice, especially when you're getting your name announced and you all of a sudden you're handed your scorecard and you're looking down at the dots and you realize like hole number 1's an easier hole, but it can be tough.
Your round begins with a generous fairway on the par 4 first hole. A drive placed at the left edge of the bunker is the ideal position. Long hitters beware of the water that will come into play through the left side of the fairway. You'll have a mid-iron to this guarded green with surrounding bunkers and the adjacent lake to the left.
I've mixed emotions when it comes to the first tee shot, especially when you're getting it announced. And I don't care how many guys or girls that are particularly standing on the tee box, it's nerve-wracking. But I will say, the more you do it, the easier it gets. And like your brother at Pacific Grove, who hit it to about 30 yards, it's tough. It's tough to hit iron off the tee because you never know. And the last thing you want to do is top, shank, hook. I mean, and then you're what? Then you're what, 360 out? And what are you trying to get up and down with a 3-wood, like out of the rough? Like that probably ain't gonna happen. So my advice to anyone is take your favorite club, go to the range and hit the shit out of it, and then spit on your hands to make your grip so loose, and then hit it. Because that's how it's going to fucking feel. Because you ain't going to be able to dry your hands. Like, it is nerve-wracking as fuck. I've hit driver, I've hit 2-iron, I've hit 4-iron off the tee, and somehow I always find the fairway. I don't know how I do it. You just fucking swing hard and hope for the best. So
Hey, yeah,
that's my best.
that's the thing. You cannot swing like a bitch and just try to hit one smooth down the middle. You got to swing hard, because if you let up at all, that thing could go straight right, and you might have to re-tee in front of everybody. So this is a pretty good one. This is one I thought about it a little bit, but Claire from CSU Stanislaus out in Turlock follows us religiously. She's a college golfer out there. She wants to know what your pre-round ritual is from the time you get to the golf course to the time you hit the first tee.
I'm not trying to brag or anything. So I very limited experience when it comes to golf tournaments. I've played in, I don't know, probably a handful of them, I think 4 of them. I'm 2 for 4. I've won first in 2 of them. And I missed the cut on one of them, and I took like 13th in another one. So I've mixed up some routines. The one interesting thing is the COVID routine was different for me. It was a lot more rushed. It was a lot more strict when it comes to the times. The last tournament we played, or the second to last tournament we played in, they only allowed you 10 minutes on the range, 10 minutes on the putting green, and then 10 minutes before your tee time to essentially like walk around, pee 6 times, and then head to the first tee. The one thing I noticed was when you only have 10 minutes to hit range balls, you don't have time to wear yourself out. Because I've played in golf tournaments where you go to the range fucking an hour and a half early, and you go out there and fucking hit 150 golf balls, and by the time you're in first tee, you're fucking exhausted. So my pre-shot routine, or my pregame routine, is to get to the golf course about 50 minutes early. I go to the bathroom, okay? I pee, get all that over with. I go to the putting green, okay? And I chip and putt for about 10, 15 minutes and get all those nerves out and really kind of get an understanding of the green speed. And then I go to the range, and I don't spend any more than 10, 15 minutes on the range, and I work through – I generally start with sand wedge, and I just try and hit like chunk wedges and really dial in those. And then move up to whatever club you're going to hit off the first tee, and hit about 4 or 5 of those, and make sure you feel fucking amazing with that club, and then head to the first tee. How about you, buddy?
See, so I think I need to go more towards when we just play a friendly round of golf and we meet in the bar. You eat a bacon, egg, and cheese omelet. I eat some steak and eggs, maybe a little screwdriver to start the day, stumble out to the putting green, roll a few putts, and I'm on the first tee, because I tend to play my best golf when I do that. When I show up to those tournaments like that, I find myself constantly looking at the clock, like you said, stretching yourself out, worried about getting to the tee box on time. Did I work through my clubs properly on the range? How's my chipping and putting? So when we're in Tahoe, it's going to be a fucking breakfast burrito and a cocktail, roll a few putts, and I'm standing on the first tee waiting for that announcer to say my name.
You're absolutely right. I mean, that's how most of us practice golf, and that's how most of us but for me, it's different. It's like, I want the adrenaline flowing. It's something that's different. And I don't know about you, but is your stock yardages different when you are playing in a tournament?
Absolutely. So there's no doubt about it that when you play tournament golf, the golf ball goes a little bit farther. You're a little jacked up. And a lot of the times, I don't know, if you're like, you just tend to be more in the zone and you hit the ball solid because you're concentrating a lot harder. You concentrate on every shot. That's why you're exhausted when you finish a round of competition golf, championship golf. But up there at Edgewood, there's going to be a little more laid back vibe to the championship style we're playing. So, I don't know what's going to happen. I can't tell you. I know this. I'm excited. And yes, there's going to be nerves on the first tee because we all want to win, right? If you're not nervous, something's wrong.
It's the one thing I noticed was, and I'll give some advice for people who have not played any championship golf, because understand that tournament golf is absolutely different. But when there's money on the line and there's bragging rights, and you and I and most of the people that are playing in this golf tournament, I don't like to lose. I know you don't like to lose. You hate losing to me every fucking time this year. It sucks, and it's challenging. But the thing that I noticed the most was if you can pump yourself up and you have a go-to shot, just take one less club. And it's crazy how much farther the golf ball goes, especially with the elevation. That's another thing that's gonna play some tricks on people. I have a feeling like hole 1, 2, 3, people are gonna be airmailing the green.
Oh yeah, they're going to be so shocked at how far a wedge goes up there, and it's a club and a half, and if it's windy, it's going to be tough. But I would agree, in a nervous situation or a stressful situation, I'd rather take the club that I get to swing aggressive with than something that I'm worried might go too far and have to take some off, because that's all bad.
Jeff, in closing, appreciate it, buddy. I know you got to get to work. Okay, get that schedule changed so we can get you hammered drunk and get you loosened up so we can have some, some Richter type podcast here in the future. In closing, Jeff, really appreciate it, buddy. You got anything to add?
No, hey, I just look forward. We're less than 2 weeks away, baby. That's all I can tell you. Check out Weather Underground, 10-day, 14-day extended forecast. Looks like we're going to have low to mid 70s and sunshine up there. It's going to be fucking amazing.
It absolutely will be. So we will we'll see you guys next week.
All right, Blake.
Later.